I get asked the question a lot. The question is, how many songs should I be playing? And I got a joke answer that I come back with, and the answer is about half the number of songs that you're playing right now. There is no magic number in any format. Oldie stations tend to play a lot more songs than current-based hits radio stations do, of course. But there's no set number for what a current hits radio station should be playing, how many songs they should be playing, or how many oldies an oldie station should be playing. I heard the phrase a lot at radio conventions through the years, through the decades, and saw it in radio trade paper articles from smart guys a lot of times. And the phrase is, you don't get hurt by what you don't play. My job as a music radio program director was to keep people listening longer. To do that, you avoid the tune-out. Too many commercials is a tune-out, an invitation for the listener, especially the listener who's traveling in their car, to reach over and punch the button to another radio station to tune you out. Always working in commercial radio, there was an ongoing argument between me and the sales manager who wanted to add more commercials. It's just one more, man. It's just 3 more, man. That's all. My argument was, look, you agreed to limit it to 12 minutes, so raise the rates if we're sold out. The sales manager always wins that argument. You play 13 spots is what happens. But the thing is, commercials are not the number one tune-out. The number one tune-out is, are you ready? A song I don't like. Not all that long ago, Edison Media, which is the finest media research company that I've ever known, Edison Media did a recent study of use in cars, of radio usage in cars, and they found that people are much more likely to sit through one of those long commercial breaks than they are to sit through the first 10 seconds of a song I don't like. For further confirmation, look at how quickly people hit the skip button when they're listening to Pandora. Within the first 10 seconds, sometimes within 5 seconds, bam, on to the next song. For us, bam, on to the next radio station. Not good. Relating this to the size of the playlist should be comprised of nothing but familiar records. Beyond the new records that aren't yet fully familiar, anything that you're playing should be familiar to the mass of the audience that you are looking for. That is your particular demographic target. The only familiar records were those that were big hits in their days as current hits. When I first made the move from doing a CHR Top 40 format as my specialty and moved into country music, I didn't know the music very well. So what I did was I broke out the Billboard charts and I played nothing but records that made at least the top 5 on the Billboard charts when they were currents. If they made the top 5, I figured that's a legitimate hit. And if they made the top 5, they were being played on all the country radio stations in the nation at pretty much the same time. So they are familiar records. And the ratings for that radio station went up. When I became a consultant, the first thing that I would do, I got this call several times from managers, people who had engaged me. I'd been working for them 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like this, and the guy on the phone says, "Steve, we sound better already, man. What did you do?" And I say, well, so far, the only thing that I've done is pull the crap out of your library. In the early days, radio was the only source for new music. We were the discovery medium. If you wanted to hear new songs, you got them on the radio, unless you went to the record store and browsed around all day. That's not the case anymore. Radio has long ceased being the music discovery medium. Now we have to be the medium that plays my favorite songs, all mixed up, and a few surprises. Let's be careful with those few surprises.